Boom! What's up, guys? Welcome to the Last Laugh podcast. We're going to call this the birthday Eppy because I finally ascended into senility today as I become 30 years old. I am in the third decade of my life now, and my life is essentially over. So tonight we're not really going to... So I'm already writing my will, dude. It's fucking... Yeah. And like we said, dude, we already talked about this earlier, and we will go over how old I am in just very, very second. In the spirit of that, we're not really going to talk about MMA too much tonight. There might be a couple matchups on the next card that are coming up, but there's plenty of MMA to be talked about, you know what I mean? And where there's more to us than just breaking down fights. So we're just going to go over some stuff and not really even go over shit, just kind of talk about some stuff today that I think is fun. The first one being is that I am indeed fucking old now. Mm-hmm. And I'm the last of a dying breed. You know what I mean? It's over for me. I'm the last of our friend group. None of us have anything to look forward to now. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing after 30.
I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to 30, to be honest with you. And here I am, 31. So
I mean, like, I wasn't looking forward to 30, but I'm like, when you're like 21, you're like, when I'm 25, I'm gonna rent a car.
And I mean, like, dude, fuck that. I've still like I've never rented a car through like a car rental.
Bro, I've rented so many.
He's like Turo.
2 years.
You know what I mean? But like, those other like apps and shit when we've gone out to Vegas and stuff just to rent cars, but like not using no.
Yeah. Fucking or Hertz.
Yeah.
Or they have like the mom and pop ones. There's one over in Fairhaven right here it's like in like an airport that like that like Cessnas. You know what I mean? Like the little propeller planes.
Oh yeah.
You can rent cars from there. It's very odd.
Nice, dude.
But I rented a car from there. It was very nice. But because like once you're like 40, right? No one gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like, no one gives a shit after you're 40. Like, when you're 40, like, people are like, yeah, dude, whatever, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Old, bro.
Like, there's nothing to do.
How are your knees doing?
You know what
How's
I mean?
your back?
Oh, bro, I've been stretching my hammies all day just in case. Like, I don't know if like, suddenly, like... so, like, in my old age, like, as I've, like, I guess the last 6 months, I've been talking about what existential crisis I'm going to go through. You know what I mean? Because I'm 30 now, and obviously it's going to be buy something expensive or dye my hair. You know what I mean? And man, I'm really in a rock and a hard place about that stuff because
frosted tips.
I could do frosted tips. I could bring that back to the millennium, but I've talked too much shit about people that dye their hair after 30. You know what I mean? I've openly denounced people like that, so it's like that would be bad. But I was gonna go for Gojo White, but that takes a long time.
Oh, you're gonna go full Gordon Ryan? You're gonna go full Gordon Ryan?
No steroids, baby, not yet.
But like in the sense of the hair, full Gordon Ryan.
Yeah,
white on
not
the beard.
White beard. I don't know.
So you're gonna go white hair, but
because you have to strip your beard to do that, bro. That's like you have to strip your beard as well of color. So, like, it's going to be like an orange, you know what I mean? Or I would probably just shave it.
You don't do it, you better go all in.
That's the idea. Or is it or buy something?
Or you just go baby face and shave the face.
Bro, I'll look 10 years younger. I'll never get this beard back. I'm honestly afraid that if I do shave my beard,
you've become older. Now you want to look younger, yeah.
I suppose. You know what I mean? That's a really good point. But a younger me,
or you more just
had a much more patchy beard. Yeah, I don't want to be younger. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's like a weird phenomenon. Is that you're like I want to be the age. I
just want to be more youthful.
Yeah, but not have that I guess naivety. I guess that's a word.
Naivety.
Naivety. We'll go for that. That's a word. But I don't want to be that naive. Because 22-year-old me and 30-year-old me. 30-year-old me is way fucking smarter than that guy. I'll tell you that much. 22-year-old me was with a harlot, and
I mean, I guess that's yeah.
Huh? Oh, I mean, you were too around that same time, but just the life experience. But in my old age, I've reflected upon life just in general. Because once you turn 30, I don't know if this happened to you, but I had a hard time like coming to grips with my own like mortality. You know what I mean? like my life is at least a third over. So like, well, shit, it's been a tough third. You know what I mean? It's been a tough one. But like, You're just like, remember when you were a kid and your parents or your dad, Gary or Ronnie, in our instances, would say, "You'll understand when you're older."
That I definitely.
Do you remember that? Can I just
that
say some
definitely
shit?
hits me sometimes. Yeah.
Can I just hear some shit? I'm older now, guys, and I don't understand a fucking thing. I don't know what none of us know what the fuck we're doing. That's what I understand, dude. Like none of us, even our parents. Like there's a point like in your
maybe
life.
Maybe that's what they wanted us to understand, that we still don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Guess. Dude,
we still don't have it figured out. So strap in, boys. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Isn't it like a sombering moment when you realize that your parents are just like you? And like there's that like one moment, maybe when you were a teenager, maybe when you first hit when you were 20 in your 20s. For me, it was like I was like 25, and I'm like, damn, my parents have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Like they never have.
Sure.
They never have. And they're I guess the idea of being a parent is making sure that your kid does a little better than you. But like, woof. You know what I mean? Some of the things you're just like, Jesus. You have no idea what the fuck. You're just winging it. You're piecing it together as you go. My father's 62 years old. I got no idea what direction he's headed in. You know what I mean? I have no idea what he's up to. You know, Gary, you can pin down. That motherfucker's building a house somewhere.
I was just saying, he's somewhere working on a house.
Something. That's what he's doing. At least you could do that. My dad works
at
a golf club. You know what I mean? It's a fucking lie. Is there any other examples of like that? That like when you were a kid that they said something, but it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like bullshit, and one that you like bought, but then you like later on in your life. Do you have
just
any
think of all the kids that aren't even like your own, like that have just been around you that you've bullshit.
Oh God! Oh, absolutely.
So like
I worked in a public school. You know what I mean? Like
bullshit. Right.
I lied to them all the time.
Bullshit the fuck out of them kids.
Oh my God! Like, oh no, dude, you have the same advantages as all those rich kids from Belvedere. You'll have the same opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah, you lie to kids all the time. Fuck them kids. You know, with that being said, I'm gonna have a daughter in December. There's that. Yeah, dude. I know. I'm fucking. You think I'm actually just hoping that it's like like in some miracle, like the machines are wrong, and like it's gonna come out and like Buddy's gonna have dick swinging. You know, just like.
well, I mean, if it was wrong, then maybe that meant that he didn't have dick swinging.
No, because it was the blood test said that it was a girl. So I'm saying that maybe the blood test was wrong. Very, very low percentage of that happening. But if it
does
was,
that happen? That they're wrong?
It does. But it's like 2%. She's like a 2%.
2%. I mean, I was gonna say
that's pretty generous, honestly. It was larger than I thought. But I will cling to that fucking 2%. If I have a prince, you don't think I'm gonna trunks the fuck out of this kid? As soon as like I found out and you told me that she was pregnant, I was like, he's gonna have a girl. It's gonna happen. Oh, it's a fighter's curse.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, the fighter's curse is that fighters always have girls, or for the most part.
For the most part,
they have girls. Yeah. Or like the people that are like the roughest, toughest, or not like the roughest, toughest, but the people that are the harder on the interior have girls, and
soften them up
to soften them. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Except I might see the thing with me is that I'm unstable chemically, so it might just instill murder in me instead of, you know what I mean.
And you're gonna have to be in a house with 3 women.
But the thing is that I keep getting told though. See, so that's what I thought. But then I got told that with like girls with active fathers in their lives, and I know the ones we've dated for the most part haven't had those. But are very attached to their dads. That's why it's like daddy issues, boys have mommy issues, right? So that it makes sense. So like when she's born, I'm just gonna recruit her to my side immediately. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You gotta.
I've already staked the claim and put the line in the sand. It's me and her versus the other two and the fucking cat. You know what I mean? And I'll kill that cat. I will. I'll kill that fucking cat. I swear to God.
You just gotta slowly get him on your side. You gotta slowly reel him in.
No, I have. He head boops me now and stuff like that, and he gets excited. He skips over Maria to come see me.
All part of the plan.
It's all we all grains of sand in Eisen's plan. So just moving on to just something that I've been talking about. The other day was it you I messaged? No, it was Richie. But the Pokemon cards thing. Right. So Adriana brought out a binder. You know what I mean? We found a binder of like a lot of shit, a lot of shiny Charizards in there. Now I don't know if how much the GX stuff is. Like I'm not sure into this world.
Really, anything Charizard is worth money. That's like the one.
She's got a lot of them, dude.
Charizard and Pikachu are like omnipotent in the Pokemon world, whereas like their merch will always sell, and it always sells for more than everything else for the most part.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, I knew that Charizard. I figured Pikachu, but
Charizard might even
what about the
might be more
GX cards? You know what I'm talking about? They're not the regular playing cards.
They're just there's GX, EX. There's
does that depreciate the value in any regard? Or
no, that would in some instances would make them worth more. It just it's very card dependent because
I'm gonna have to come and show you
every other 8 or
9 of them, dude.
Yeah, every other set that comes out has like 2 Charizards in it.
I told her with all the
mass produce them.
Bro, she's got like shiny Laprases and shiny Dragonites and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, save this. I said save that. I told actually the first thing I said, I was like Ant would lose it if he saw the other shiny Dragonite. I'm like, save that and buy a car, you know what I mean, or something like that. Because but anyway,
as long as
you got me.
Keep them nice. I mean, you can sell them even as is, eventually down the line, especially if you have stuff that's worth something. You can always just look them up online. It's very easy. Just Google search them, image search them. Fucking simple. I did it with a lot of my cards, a lot of my old.
I didn't know. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. Well, see, I know that there's grading on the cards, like how the lineups. And
you can send them in to get graded, but even the cards they call like when they're like not in those slabs and they're raw. They call them raw cards. They're just out of the pack, like even those will go for sometimes more than the graded one.
Cheers.
Yeah, right.
Cheers. That's good to know. But I digress. I really didn't mean to get on top of this. I actually think that's funny. If you do listen to this or you watch this at all, what are all fucking 5 of you? But if you do listen to this at all and you do have Pokemon cards somewhere stashed from when you were fucking 6. And you had them because you showed them off to all your friends in elementary school. Go look at them shits and figure out. You know what I mean? Go on because they're worth money, man. Like that shit is
might be sitting on a couple $100, $100, on a couple $1,000.
You could be sitting on $2,000 and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? It could be downstairs and that shit
could have the right card just chilling there. Absolutely.
So like, you know what I mean? One good card could like wouldn't like a Charizard go for like $300 or $400 at one point.
Bro,
something like that.
There are Charizards
like 700 or some shit like that.
There's some Charizards that go for hundreds of thousands.
Do you know what I mean? Like you might be sitting on something that you have no fucking idea could change your life. It would even change your life. So if you I'm not saying that the probability of that is high, but it definitely could help you. And it's something that you're not actively playing. You know what I mean? If you don't play Pokemon and these things hold no significant value to you other than you played them when you were a kid, fucking really consider looking through them shits and seeing what you can get for them. You know what I mean? Because they'll fucking sell. They sell, especially right now. This whole YouTube channel is dedicated to pulling cards out of packs, bro.
YouTube channels, Twitch
our
channels,
friends fucking watch it.
Ads,
all of it.
I watch them too. I'll be honest.
People, you know what I mean? Like
I got slabs behind me. I got a sealed box of My Hero cards right there. Sealed fucking right there.
It's right behind them. You know what I mean? So like. If you do watch this and you ever see this, I would consider that. But it actually just got me thinking about Pokemon in and of itself, and I was high when I thought about this. So bear with me. So I want to just run a scenario by you, and let's just be realistic about Pokemon.
Okay,
right?
Be realistic about it.
So how did Pokemon evolve on the planet before I put the scenario in the world, or did they came on an asteroid? Correct.
I'll be honest, I don't particularly.
I believe the originals they came on an asteroid.
Because I didn't play a couple of the games and they go into lore in the games and all that shit with all the legendaries and all this shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know how Pokemon came to be.
We're gonna stick to all the fucking because there's literally Pokemon that.
As much as I love it, I don't know the lore.
We'll just assume that asteroid hit and it changed the biology of the world and
Pokemon
evolved. You know, right? Into what they are as we know them. Think about that.
Right.
What it would be like in the first 3 or 4 months of having Pokemon exist among human life. It would be fucking terrifying. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
It would be mortifying.
Because they likely wouldn't be as cute and cuddly looking as they
wouldn't
are
be cool.
in a kid's
you know
show
what I mean?
or a kid's
No, dude.
game.
You ever seen a rat? A Pikachu is a rat. It's a rat. It's a giant rat that shoots electricity at you. You know what I mean? Like,
and I mean, the cartoon form of it is fucking adorable, but
they're fucking huge.
I don't want to see a yellow striped rat running through New York City shooting off fucking electric balls.
What are those? What are those? They're like marsupials. You know what I'm talking about? That are in Australia, but they're like four-legged. They kind of look like that's basically what Pikachu looked like. You know what I'm talking about, though. Someone knows it. But the point is, like you've got dragons that are in the sky that blow. So you have turtles with tank armor. Bro. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like turtles. Like Pokemon trainers would have to be like an elite military force and like reaction response to these. It would be like a Godzilla attack. You know what I mean?
I was just gonna say it'd be like some Godzilla shit, bro.
People would fucking die. Like by the millions would die because they're just trying to fuck with a Rattata that gave it goddamn rabies. You know what I mean? It's over. Even like entry.
Are we going under the guise that they're all like feral though, and they're not like kind of like?
I'm talking about when. Okay, let's just take for instance any regular animal that is introduced to human life for the first time. All right, it's either going to go one of two ways. So
basically, we're only domesticating the dog and the cat Pokemon.
Whatever. Well, I'm saying in the time before the solution of because when they first get to the fucking planet, dude, there's no way that you have Pokeballs just on deck. You know what I mean? You have no idea how to. You have to create that technology in order to capture these things. So like I'm saying, the first 4 months or so of Pokemon existing would be fucking
4 months. It
hellish.
Take a lot more than 4 months to develop a Pokeball.
It's a tiny world. It's a mini-verse in a ball. You know what I mean? Like it's Stephen Hawking couldn't make this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like we can't make this. Gary and Professor Oak. You know what I mean? Where's Professor Oak? You mean Elon Musk couldn't make a Pokeball in actuality because what people
he already has
is that inside a he could. If there's any one guy that probably could fucking do it, it's him. But like a Pokeball, if you don't understand, like it's not like they like get caught and then they're just trapped inside this fucking little metal ball. Inside of a Pokeball is like a tiny matrix world that this fucking Pokemon alone
like a dream world
lives
basically.
in. It's the infinite Tsukiyomi on Bulbasaur. Think about that. Think about entry level Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like Squirtle, Charmander, fucking Bulbasaur. All three on Nightmare. Squirtle is a turtle. All right, that's the least menacing. You can probably deal with a turtle. All right, but it also has the water pressure power of a fucking fire hose that would just blow you away. Okay, Charmander can also shoot fire. That one's probably the easiest to kill because of the fire, the whole tail and the on fire thing. You know what I mean? You could probably kill that. It's gonna suck. It's a lizard.
Fucking Bulbasaur will be shooting poison ivy leaves at you.
Thank you. So Bulbasaur is like a
will strangle you like an anaconda with the vines while hitting you with poison ivy right in your eyeballs,
whipping the fuck out of you, dude. Like just
like Indiana
grabbing
Jones
you
whip.
with one and just fucking like Wonder Woman wrapping your ass up. Bulbasaur's would be a Venusaur, dude. That's a rat. I would rather fight a moose.
We need a tank.
Stick. I would rather fight a moose with a stick. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. No way. You know,
I can get away from the moose.
You're not going to get away from either of them. You know what I mean? If it's
I get up a tree from a moose. If a fucking fire hydrant hose is shooting me or fucking giant vines coming at me, I can't get away from that in a tree. Or a fucking flamethrower's coming at me, it's burning the tree down. I'm going to fall, break my legs, and then it's going to torch me. And him, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur are all going to eat me. So,
do Pokemon eat people?
I mean, if they're in our world, maybe they are carnivorous. I don't know.
What Pokemon would be carnivorous? Or like the cats? You know what I mean? Like Meowth or like like Persia?
Yeah, like I would assume. Yeah, they'd probably be a significant amount of carnivorous ones.
That's just I just always thought that's funny where people are like, oh man, I wish Pokemon were real. Like,
I mean, I do if they were in there,
terrifying.
Like in the cute, cuddly sense that they are in the
but nothing is that way in real life. The Japanese,
but I mean, that's what they wish. That's what I wish. I wish those fucking cute ass Pokemon were real. You know, kidding me?
If you bring a little realism to it, That shit
Just
is
me and my
dangerous.
Dragonite chilling, bro. Are you
Bro,
sure?
and you know what's funny? Someone was like, "Yeah, but what about Mewtwo?" I'm like, "That was a man-made solution.
Yeah.
We made Mewtwo in response to Mew because we created a Pokemon nuke. And you know what? The first thing that it did, it turned on us immediately. Like, didn't even finish cooking, and
Just like the AIs do.
I was literally just about to say that, dude. I was literally about to say that, dude.
Just like the AI shit's going to.
Bro.
Probably not in our lifetime, but you best believe
Nah,
the next
dude.
couple hundred years.
Maybe, dude. Nah, dude. The way that it's moving right now, it's crazy.
I don't know.
Dude, when Elon Musk comes out and tells you, "Hey, man, I'm actually kind of concerned about this," Elon, then stop what you're doing. Stop. If you're afraid of it, dude, then I have nothing for this. You know what I mean? Dude, I sit on my Snapchat and I try and convince my Chat GPT on it that it's sentient. You know what I mean? That I'm trying to trick it with wordplay all the time, and it actually goes LOL at me. It laughs at me. I don't like that in real time.
I've never been on no Chat GPT. I've never talked to the AI on Snapchat. You can't even delete that AI. I've tried to, and it's at the top of my list every time, and I want it to go away.
It just collects data. It has to just collect data about you, so it can learn. So like, why is it learning? Stop.
Stop learning.
Why? There's like 100 movies about this. You know, and I get that movies are, but like, the smartest man in the world, the guy that's literally trying to get people to live on Mars, not just go there, my guy, but fucking live there. You know what I mean? Is like, this is more dangerous than we're giving it credit for. And I'm like, no one else? No one?
Anybody?
No one's like, okay.
No, because they all think Elon's crazy, which he kind of is, but...
No, he's out of his mind.
He's definitely a smart bastard.
That level of genius, though, has to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like this, like, we all think that Tony Stark is super cool because he's, this genius bad boy, but like, it always comes with a certain, like, there's like a bar. You know what I mean? Like, when bitches are too hot to how crazy they are, like, how smart to how nuts you are has got to be up there. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, the more information you possess, the more fucking out of your mind it's got to make you. You know what I mean? Because the truth of everything is fucking awful. You know what I mean? Like, all the time. So if Elon was like totally even keel, I'd be more concerned. That's just
fair point.
But yeah, the Terminator thing and the whole chat AI thing, it starts
Skynet,
there.
iRobot. We've seen the movies.
I'm turning it into Will Smith. Fucking, I hate robots. I don't like robots. Can you be racist against robots?
I mean, they would probably find a way to flip that.
That's robotist.
Or that's like techist. They would prejudice against robots.
How could you woke up or social justice warrior the robot rights? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? That robot does not have to pick up your purse.
If we ever get to that point where like AIs or robots are like fucking iRobot, people definitely get some discrimination shit going.
We're gonna move.
You'll have robot advocates for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh god, androids. Hold on now. Well, they already got the sex bots, dude. Those sex bots are basically.
Bots?
Bro, have you seen those fucking things?
Nah.
You've never seen
them sex bots?
Bro, they made robots that are designed
like
to replace
sex dolls,
women.
but
robots. Robotic sex dolls. Yes, sex robots. That's exactly what they are. You just all you did just then was just move all of the words around, but it's a sex robot.
But
that's
it's
what it is,
okay.
That robot made for sex. That's what it is.
I'm just like
that's what it is.
They made a robot out of a sex doll.
And you know what? I believe that the Japanese did this because they made a fucking Gundam. You know why they did that? Just cause. They did it just because they could. You know what I mean? Just because they can. Bro, that Gundam is going to come online one day. I hope that the AI doesn't take over that fucking Gundam because we're screwed. That's it.
Fuck, I was just thinking I'll go hop in and pilot that bitch because I've watched plenty of Gundam, played plenty of Gundam games, boy.
I've been watching Neon Genesis recently.
Oh, Evangelion? Nice.
Evangelion? That show is fucked up. That show is messed up. But underrated. Do you know what I mean? Like that show, and this is an anime for all the other people. If you notice, me and my co-host are wearing both anime shirts. We're opposing forces right now because he's Naruto and I'm One Piece. But Evangelion is anime that came out in the 90s that kind of I don't know if you know what character tropes are, but basically there's character archetypes that happen in shows, movies, whatever have you. You know, the bad boy, the mysterious bad boy, the dumb idiot hero. These are archetypes, and a lot of these things came from that show, Neon Evangelion, and like world-renowned psychologists worked on this show to like, I guess, break down how like certain things affect the human mind and like flashes and like PTA. Like this show is super deep. It's super fucked
I
up.
didn't know all
Honest,
that.
it is a fucked up. Like when you read, like when you start to
I've
watch
seen
it, you're like, that's just a you what?
I said I've seen it, but I didn't know like all of that about it.
No, yeah. So,
Studying,
so back in they had like 5 leading psychologists work on the show to break down like Shinji and like the American Girl and like how the psychology of how piloting these things would affect these children. You know what I mean? So like that's how the character arcs start to like develop and things like that. So like it's like a really important anime for archetypes going forward, but it's super underrated now because it's older. Do you know what I mean? And it's not One Piece, Bleach, or Naruto, so you don't really hear about it. It's kind of like Kenshin. You know what I mean? Like that's like a show that you don't really hear about, obviously, because it's got shit under it, a shit around it with the author, but it's still a super underrated show. So like that's actually what I was going to lead into. A lot of underappreciated series in like fiction in general. You know what I mean? And just like a lot of like books that have become shows or comic books or what have you. Like the Flash just ended and all that extra shit, but like you don't really hear about it. But Flash was a good show though. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was an underrated show. Not Ezra.
They got the movie.
The
coming
other
out,
one.
Though.
Bro, are you gonna see that? Because like I kind of fucking want to see it, dude. No. I don't know. Ezra pisses me right the fuck.
I have no desire. Even before all that shit, like I had no desire. That
guy sucks, dude. I mean, whatever they are, you know what I mean? Like I gotta be careful with that shit. But like, you know, I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck that. You when you start taking rights from other people, I'm done playing with whatever you want to be called. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? Like Caitlyn Jenner, you ran over a person and killed them. You know what I mean? You lost that right to tell people stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell people shit anymore.
Things.
You're a murderer. You know what I mean? So shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like shut up. Like I'll give you one that's like a goat. Like it's gotten so much disrespect lately on like the online boards that I'm on.
What's that?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's crazy.
That's
all the
nuts,
people need
right?
To fuck themselves.
That's what I was like 10 people that were like, it's mid. I went,
those 10 people
I'm
suck.
like, it is as close to perfect as you can get. Yeah. Like, you know what it is, though? It's that modern anime fans, like Gen Z anime fans, are only concerned with palpable attack power and like, and like how much, because Father could only destroy like a city. You know what I mean? And they were like, yeah, that's bullshit. Ichigo solos. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but like the show's
that's
still
cool,
fucking
bro.
Fire, bro.
Fire, dude. So like, you got like
fucking Mustang.
There's never been a more honestly, dude. I couldn't.
That shit is
crazy. There might be one of the most satisfying moments that I've ever like watched on television. Period. Like real shows, animated shows, of all the shit that I have watched.
He just comes down the hall, mad crazy after Riza's about to get fucking slapped. She's all her ammo's gone, and he's just like, bro, what?
He's like, fuck all that, dude. Nah. Like, and you know what is? They did such a good job with Hughes' funeral, and like, it's a terrible day for Rain, and you're like, dude, if there's one get back that needs to happen, it's Roy fucking Mustang, and I don't think they could have made it any better than they did. Like that, like that.
I watch that all the time.
I'm in my heart. I can feel my blood pressure rising right now. Just listening, like thinking about this.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, I remember sitting up like, fuck yes! Like Michael Phelps in the pool. You know what I mean? Like, there's very few moments that fire me up like that. So for like there's a Chimera, and there's that, and then there's the father fight. It's fucking crazy. Or the one where, even the moment where he meets his little brother in that little like white soulless area. Do you know what I'm talking about? When he meets his little brother's like soul that's trapped in that fucking place, he points the finger. He's like, like that. I'm like, that shit's crazy too. It's just like that's one example of just a goat that you don't really think about. You know what I mean? Do you have like any like another example of like something like that you don't think that people think about, but it's like super good? You know what I mean? Like super good and like probably inspired other things.
I don't know if I could say it's inspired other things, but something that kind of gets lost a little bit now would be Samurai Champloo.
Oh god! Oh my god! It's a masterpiece. Yeah. So you know what it is though? It's only 26 episodes.
Yeah, but
and came out the soundtrack, right?
I mean, there's plenty of good series that were just like one season worth of it.
God, you know what? But you know, like Akame ga Kill.
Yeah,
which is a good one. Kill la Kill, like I'm uncomfortable with, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was a little. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean? I 1,000% understand why some people are
it's
like
a Western mind though,
this is
because
not for me.
Like the Japanese fetishize.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit perverted, but like I like.
It's
like,
not a bit perverted, dude. It's not a bit perverted, bro. It's basically 14-year-olds that are undressed. You know what I mean? And I get that they're fighting, but.
Yeah, dude, the powers, and it's not just like all the girls, like the fucking, just like the crazy ass powers, the intergalactic fucking colors. Like I would watch that when I'd be like fucking tripping
balls. Gurren Lagann.
Ooh, Gurren Lagann's good. Fooly Cooly.
Like there are moments. Okay, so let me double down on this. What about anime that have moments, right? That aren't like the ones that you hear about a lot, or just shows that you have moments. Doesn't have to be anime particularly. That you were like that you didn't see something fucking coming, and it hit you, and you went, oh. I'll give you an example. Kamina dying. When Kamina died, my heart burst. I went, what? This is the main character. I thought that he was the main character to that point. So like, I was like, shit. And then anything that happened in Attack on Titan, literally anything.
There's a couple of things, but they're kind of like they'd all be spoilers to like anime people because they're all like manga stuff that's happening like right now. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that like really shocked me that like I was like, holy fuck, I didn't see
obviously
this
Goblin
coming.
Slayer episode 1.
All right, that I didn't fucking see coming at all. So yeah, but if anybody did, you're a fucking liar.
Listen.
I'll tell you this on record. You're a fucking lying sack of shit. If you thought that was going to happen at that given time, at that moment, in that scene, I would have never expected that to happen in any anime that I ever watched.
Let me tell you the story of how I watched this first goddamn episode. So if you've ever watched the show, you already know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there's a in the first episode of a thing called Goblin Slayer, which is exactly what it sounds like. There's a bunch of adventurers. That it's basically a fantasy anime where you have the classic group of people. There's a mage, there's a swordsman, there's a little RPG. Yeah, it's an RPG. It's like real life. About Final Fantasy the cartoon. You know what I mean? That's basically it. And they go into this cave. They're going into this mission to fight off this nest of goblins. And so you think, all right, cool. I'm in for it. But let me just tell you, when they get into the cave of the goblins, it takes a fucking turn. Is what it takes. It's not just that they die. It's worse than that. It's for sure sexual assault happens. And not like and the goblins are doing it. It's not people doing it to the goblins. The goblins are sexually assaulting the entire race. They kill and rape. That's what they do. And you watch. It's crazy. Let me tell you, if you are an MMA fan, Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov had been fighting that day. And we and Anthony here had gone to our buddy's house or his buddy's house at the time to watch it, and they were all Conor fans, and it was a great time. But on my way there, I took like 2 or 3 tabs of acid. Like it was, and to be fair, I'm an experienced psychonaut, but that was particularly very strong acid. So I'm sitting here watching this episode of this, very, very, chipper, upbeat.
Yeah, it was very mellow and like, all right, we're getting into this cool little like adventurous story. Like, you're about to hear some like bagpipes or like a fucking pan flute going off or something. Like, you're about to get into a Lord of the Rings adventure.
It's so fun. It's so, you know what I mean? It's gonna be so whimsical even.
We're gonna have fun.
And then it gets dark. So dark. So if I'm sitting here like this, what are they? Ant? What? Stop it. I have not. I've watched maybe 3 more episodes in like I think it's been like 5 years. You know, like I refuse to watch.
I
That
don't think
show.
anything like that ever happens again. I've never.
I don't think it does. Actually, it's I've watched the full first season, but it's definitely a moment where you're like, holy shit!
Yeah, that
Jesus
they didn't need
Christ.
to. They didn't need to set the.
They
pace
didn't
like
do
that.
all that. You know what I mean?
Because like if they thought that
do-
shock value was gonna draw people in, I was not.
That's like
running.
berserk level fucked up, my man.
And I was
You know
just
what I mean?
I was just smoking weed and drinking a little bit at the time. Like I was.
You were
I
cracking
was
up, bro. No,
Yeah, I was cracking up just at your reaction.
You were cracking up at me because you were like, bro, you have no idea what's about to hit you. And I'm like, bro, what is it gonna be like a special attack or something? And I'm like, it was a good day, but that's one. Or Aaron when he Aaron Yeager fucking talking to his dad.
I've never watched.
Acting like a little bitch. Yeah. What?
Never watched Attack on Titan.
That's crazy. Honestly, that's nuts. It's very
well,
good.
I tried, but I just didn't get into it.
Very good. The writing is very good. I will say the first season's not great. The second and third season are fucking nutty. The fourth, they're gonna milk it. That's basically it.
Yeah, I don't like the animation style. It wasn't. I don't know why. It just like did not sit well with my eyes. Just didn't do it.
Fair enough. What was I gonna say? Well, moving on. So speaking of, things that frustrate me or fan bases that frustrate me that, just in general that I belong to, anime fans being one of them, being disrespectful to goats, but Star Wars frustrates me.
Oh, Jesus, don't get me fucking started right now. I'll sit here for the next fucking 3
I'm
hours.
fine with that. I'm fine with that. Kathleen Kennedy. I've never wished ill upon somebody, but I hope she gets COVID. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
And her husband, both.
I just can't.
And Leslie
take it
Headland.
anymore. I just can't take it anymore.
All her little names.
You know what I mean? Like I get it. I will say that Disney did all right with like the rides and the other stuff in the park. Like, if you've been to Star Wars Park, that shit's crazy. But like,
fucking James Mangold, all of them need to fucking pound.
Need to go. All of them need to go. Like, I just don't understand why you just refuse to.
Bro, they're like openly
go to the
like
literature, man. Just go to the fucking literature, dude.
They have some sort of like issue with George Lucas personally, because like they openly say now that they're basically openly saying nowadays like fuck George Lucas, like he doesn't get to decide like what the Star Wars lore is, like, you know what I mean? He doesn't, like, he's not the only one that knows the Star Wars stories. Like, what the fuck?
He made
what does that even mean?
What are you talking about? Oh my god! And you know what's funny is that even like Luke, like Mark Hamill's even gone off and been like, Luke would have never done this, this, and this. This absolutely wouldn't have happened. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
So many people have been like, this doesn't, like, they ruined
the sequel trilogy was gone.
Just so bad. It was just bad. But you know what's even worse about that?
I went and saw them all in theaters. Don't get it twisted, because I love Star Wars and I wanted them to be good.
That's why I kept going back. That's why I kept going back. But all they did was copy and paste the first original movies. They copy and pasted 4, 5, and 6 or the original 3, and they just gave different character names to it. That's all they did. And the thing is that Rey and Ben Solo are actually in the expanded universe, and they have children, and those children are the baddest motherfuckers you've ever met. You know what I mean? Like, they are. Mara Jade is a nightmare. You know what I mean? That woman is probably one of the baddest bitches in the entire cosmos of Star Wars. And because you fucking killed off Kylo Ren, that person can't exist. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna find it. They're gonna. You can't retcon everything, dude. You can't retcon.
They're gonna have. They have to.
It's fucking crazy to me that
I think they might start. They might start it. They're foreshadowing it in Ahsoka, because they're gonna have to go.
Oh god, I'll lose it. I'll fucking lose it, dude. I can't take it, bro. Just do what's in the books. There's even books about the characters that you have in your movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, that you can literally pull from, and it's easy. It's literally, make dialogue out of it. There's some dialogue in it. You know what I mean? That's all you have to do. It's not that bad. They did it with Harry Potter, and she's half canceled. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want to. I just
and
don't
those movies are pretty damn true to the books. And
like,
I mean, with Star Wars, you do kind of gotta pick and choose, because there is a lot.
Because it's a big universe. Not that Harry Potter's not, even though Harry Potter's just a ripoff. Harry Potter's a ripoff of Star Wars, but
whatever.
But it's not, the world is not as big. You know what I mean? Like it's not a galaxy full of shit. There's not different like a whole bunch of different languages and shit you have to learn. You know what I mean? Like you can speak Jawa. You know what I mean? That's like a thing.
Like Mando season 3 was trash.
Poopy.
Book of Boba was trash.
Book of Boba was unnecessary. Do you know what I mean? That was like there was like I guess
they just didn't
they
do
did
any.
Who at the end, the bounty hunter that I'm now fucking the blue bounty hunter. Blue skin.
Bo-Katan?
No, not Bo-Katan.
The
blue skin.
Cade.
Kane.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. They killed him off in fucking 3 seconds. The guy specialized in killing like high-ranking Jedi. He made his pistol. He like equipped it with or modified it so that they couldn't deflect his blaster rifles or like his blaster shots, and it would just go through. Do you know what I mean? That's a bad man. He survived the entirety of the Clone Wars and then got all the way to that because it was like what's Mando set like 10 years later. 10 years, 20 years later. Is it after the Empire? Yeah. Mando's after the Empire fall. Yeah, correct. Okay, yeah. So that's 40 years later. It's almost 40 years later. So like, he died in 2 seconds at some desert fucking planet to a bunch of nobodies. You know what I mean? That's how he took out Grand Master Jedi. I just can't. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and like it doesn't help that the fans, even though when their things are good, Star Wars fans eat each other. That's all they do. There's no unity. You know what I mean? It's just like anything that is good is trash. It's just immediately trash. If it's not like
there's a lot of unity in that Kathleen Kennedy needs to.
Oh yeah. If Kathleen Kennedy were to stand down today, everybody would rejoice. You would hear America sing. You know what I mean? Like
this would be Star Wars Day V2. You know what I mean?
100%. It'd be what was it? Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. You know what I mean? From Wizard of Oz.
For real.
That'd be it. But yeah, that frustrates me, and I know they have the new game and stuff, and I've been playing that. It's good.
I want to play the new game.
It is good. It's worth it. It's much better than the last.
I gotta check to see if they fixed the optimization on the PC yet, because it was pretty tough for a lot of people to play on PC for whatever reason, even with high-end PCs.
Yeah,
it was just not playing well where it should have.
I didn't know. Oh, you know what? I did hear that. It did that in the beginning with the PS5s too. But it's a good story. Cal Kestis is a good story. Like, the Dothamir witches. There's one in there, and they pretty much in the game that bitch is OP as hell. Honestly, her abilities are crazy. But like, they do a good job with the lore and that. I like that. The only thing, the Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni should just have the whole fucking thing and just let it ride. You know what I mean? Just let them do whatever. But speaking of Star Wars, the Star Wars, I'm gonna just go into a hypothetical here. You know what I mean? How many like clone troopers do you think they just got like put into space, and like their helmets are like rebreathers, so they can breathe in the air. They can breathe in space because of their masks. So, what do you think would be more scary? To be floating in orbit or to be stuck in open water? Open water, and we'll say that you're 4 miles offshore.
Well, at least 4 miles offshore, I have a fucking chance of making it back on my own accord.
No, you don't. I'm talking, there's no ships, there's no buoys, you have to swim. Fucking 4 miles. Bro, if you can't run 4 miles, you sure as shit cannot swim 4 miles. That's a fact. If you get winded running 4 miles,
then I'm fucked both ways.
You're fucked both ways. What's more scary is what I'm saying to you. What's more scary?
It's honestly it.
I guess the question is, what's more scary, space or the ocean?
Fuck. I mean,
right? Because space, I don't know why the ocean is more scary to me. Maybe it's just because it's more of a visceral fear to me.
I don't know, dude. I would at least at least in the water, I would have that fucking weird movie hope as I maybe drown that like a dolphin's gonna swim by and I can catch his fin and
rape
bring me to shore
and rape you. That's what they do. They're murderers. By the
dude,
way, everybody, dolphins are fucking murderous creatures. Flipper is not your friend.
I didn't know that dolphins did that to people.
That is a statistic that happens every day. Every year, annually, 7 to 10 people are raped and drowned by dolphins. So, not gonna lie to you, if you're in the middle of the ocean and this exact scenario happens and you see a pod of dolphins coming at you, there's like a good 13% chance they're gonna kill you and pass you around like a beach ball. You know what I mean?
Interesting number.
I mean,
hey, man, 87% chance that they don't. I'll take that chance.
I know.
In open water, I don't have a choice.
13. I mean, you don't have shit, and that's exactly the point. Like how.
But in space, like what am I waiting for? Death.
What if you're in orbit, you could come back around and grab something. You know what I mean? And hold on.
Burn.
Fair enough. Well, we'll just say that you have the possibility. Maybe okay. I'll give you in space. Let's give you this then. You are on a satellite working on it, and you detach from the satellite. And you don't go in because you have to.
Are we
go
in
down
Star Wars world where people often travel on space vessels?
People travel on satellites. Well, not travel on them, but they work on them. I'm talking
about like, dude, people would just like fucking cruising world to world like fucking Star Wars. Then I'd rather be stuck in space because then someone's gonna be like,
no. I'm talking about currently, right now. Like currently, right now. Say you're an astronaut.
Nope.
You'd be stuck in space. Dude,
give me the water.
Do the space thing because I could.
Give me the water.
Here's the thing. Like space is so random, but at the same time, like we have technology.
Who gets to experience space? I mean, I guess I'd rather die in space because I don't get
exactly. You'll die away. Nobody else will.
Because then I can die and be like, holy shit, the Earth was round.
Right.
Or it was flat. I knew it.
There was an ice wall in the west.
The firmament is real. Giant bubble.
What was I gonna say? I would like again in space though, right? We have technology that can see so far away, right? For such a long distance that we can almost see to the edge of our observable universe. You know what I mean? Like we know that. Well, we know at least that we have. Okay, I'll give you this. We have enough information to suggest that there is an end to our universe and a start to another. Like there's several, and we at least know that. So, but we don't know a fucking thing about the bottom of our own ocean. We don't know what's down there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, and there are creatures down there that were like, yeah, this exists. We don't know what it does, but it exists. You know what I mean? Like these giant, like I watch National Geographic when I get high, so not smart. But it's so dark down there that there's like these almost clear looking things, but it looks like an alien, like a hammerhead type shaped head, and just tentacles that go down
well said.
Like hundreds of yards, and they just scrape the bottom of the ocean, but they tangle things up and they kill them, kind of like it's fun, but they have no idea what the fuck. They have no idea how to eat. They have no idea what this is. And it's like, dude, we live here. We need to know what that is. You know, what if it's the cure for AIDS? What if that animal is the cure for AIDS, period? You know what I mean? Or for cancer. We have to kill this animal immediately. We have no idea what it can do. You know, or like giant squids, which is an irrational fear of mine. I don't know why I just think giant squids are everywhere, but they are. You know, because we didn't know.
Irrational fear of the shark being at the bottom of
the pool. Dude, I still get a little bit of anxiety. I think the floor is going to open up. You know what I mean? Like Dr. Evil with the freaking laser beams on its head. You know what I mean? No?
Not anymore. When I was a kid, I used to feel like that all the time, dude. I used to be absolutely petrified of being at the pool alone. Probably till I was in my early teens, to be honest with you, bro.
I'm not saying that I get scared like now. I'm not scared. I'm a grown man. I just don't like it. You know, it's like going into a haunted house. I'm not scared.
Jay.
Children get scared. I just don't like it very much. I can't go into haunted houses. You know how I react to people pound?
Dude, I'll get scared as fuck going to a fucking haunted house, dude. I'll get scared as fuck by scary movies.
Why do people do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
why?
that shit is scary, bro.
Why, bro? I want to be scared
It's
of.
not like
why?
I'm not like fearful for my life, but like you're like spooking me. You're like you're surprised. Oh, what the fuck,
bro? I will. I have.
That's
I
that.
have,
I don't
I'm
get
gonna punch you in your
enjoyment from
face.
that.
No,
Right?
dude. What?
Like that's my instant.
let's
My
go to
instant
this.
thing is to fuck you up or try
And you're
to.
gonna. I'm gonna pay for this. I'm paying to go to this.
Bro.
You're bugging. You're out of your mind. Some dude dressed like a clown gets in my personal space, spits because he's sweating all over the fucking place. I'm good, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't need it. And then if I punch them because they scared me, I'm the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy.
You know, like I'm the piece of shit. You know what I mean? Have you seen? Oh, you know what? Speaking of, and you know what? Fuck haunted houses. Since I read about this thing, do you remember this guy? There was a guy that ran a haunted house, mad long time ago. But it was like torturing. He was just torturing people.
Oh,
that's all he was
you
doing.
signed a waiver.
You weren't allowed to. You had to sign a waiver. It was like a 5-hour event. You were not allowed to fucking leave. The people would just go in there and just put like have buckets of vomit, like throw it on you and shit, and they could touch you. And I went, bro, if I agreed to this, I'm like, understand that if your employees physically touch me in there, someone's gonna lose their life. Like I'm me, but like I think he got indicted for it. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure there's some like.
I don't think that he got arrested though. I don't remember if he got arrested though because he had people sign waivers. Like there was some kind of technicality that he got off on, but like he just used it. Yeah, look that up. I think he just used it to torture people for like hours at a time. It's fucking crazy. You looking that up? Yeah, dude, fuck haunted houses. That's all I'm saying. Or like the fairs. Like I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the whole being spooky thing all the time. And you know, like Nightmare Before Christmas spooky or like Big Titty Goth spooky is cool, but that's it. That's as far as they go.
Dude, that shit is still.
It's still happening? You're lying.
Hold on.
There's no way this guy didn't get brought up on charges for that. Or at least, like, brought to court.
I don't know. I can't tell.
That's crazy. Well, anyway, if you could look it up yourselves, if you again all 5 of you that watched this.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I do remember. It's like all kind of like slowly flooding back to me now because that was probably like shit. I mean,
it's a while ago.
Yeah, it's looking like.
But he did it for a few years, dude.
Right before COVID, it's looking like
probably just shut down.
Summer of 2019, it's looking like roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was just torturing people.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that shit's nutty. And then like people would go and hear about it, like I want to do this. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And you're like, why? Why?
It's like some Hostel shit, dude. That shit's fucking.
Hostel, another underrated movie. That's an underrated movie right there. That's like I don't watch scary movies like that, except for Insidious.
I did when I was a kid, and that was one of the ones that I fucked with.
Insidious was
like those like in the era of like Saw and shit like that, like
Saw. What a fall from grace that fucking
corpses.
Thing. Never watched them.
Right, those Rob Zombie shit. Like those like there's like a 1 or 2 year stretch when I was like a kid where I watched those, and then I was like, you know, these are kind of like getting kind of sketched out by these, so this is not enjoyable anymore.
Dude, it ruined it for me. Bro, my dad ruined that shit.
I mean, I watched as like a kid, and it kind of fucked me up.
Nah, dude, Tim Curry's It is.
I didn't like Storm. I didn't like Storm Drains. They scared me for a little bit when I was.
Dude, I had. So you remember the scene with? You remember the scene where the fucking red balloon came out of the sink and it popped and there was blood all over the place?
Yeah.
Not when he came out of the thing, but that one fucked with me too. But that the I had that nightmare about that balloon coming out of the sink for like 3 weeks. I wouldn't go to take a shower. I refused. I'm like, nah, dude, you get me like you got Georgie and all of them. You know what I mean? I don't float. You know what I mean? Like I don't float. I don't even swim. You know what I mean? So like I don't want to float too. I'm good where I'm at. But that shit was like even the new one. Like the new one kind of takes away from like how fucking terrifying
the old one won't was. Even watch the new one.
I watched the first one and it was like the first new one. That was all right. You know what I mean? It was okay, but it was like creepy. It wasn't anything. But Tim Curry scared the shit out of me.
I can't even name you the last like
it's like that the
horror film I've watched. Like it's been over.
Dude, that Evil Dead movie, that new Evil Dead movie, bro. The preview actually scared the shit out of me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. When
both of those movies are fucking nutty.
When previews on unskippable ads for fucking horror films come on, I go out of my way to either close the whole video if I'm on my phone, or if I'm like watching it on like my TV or some shit like that on like YouTube or something, I will mute the shit and just look away. I'm like, I don't want to see this.
No,
I don't want to be scared.
Because
I was start thinking about that and being like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just thinking about it. And I'm stoned as a motherfucker.
It's like, yeah, dude, I'm too deep in this right now.
I hear a little bump in the night. What the fuck is that? You know, nah, dude, I'm all set. Fuck.
Nah, dude.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I'm good, dude. You want to go watch this super terrifying movie? Absolutely fucking not. I don't. No thanks. Yeah, but like the It movies or like the Halloweens or all these things, it's just like there's so few original scary, but like Insidious, that shit was fucking. I'm gonna go watch that just because like I put 3 movies worth of time into this series, and it's like, you know, like I gotta finish what I started. You know, that's basically it. But I'm not watching anything else. What do I got? Okay. Well, we're going to wrap up in a little bit here, but I got one more thing that I did have an observation of things that, you know, like the space, like out of random space versus water and shit like that. We have a lot of friends, and our friends are, well, our group of friends, Squirtle Squad, gang. We say a lot of interesting shit in our group chat. You know what I mean? And sometimes, even in our group, and I'm sure in everybody else's groups, there's at least one friend that says a lot of weird shit. You know what I mean? Like shit that you're like, what's going on there? You know what I mean? Like not like, I don't know. You know when somebody talks about some shit too much? Do you know what I mean? Like too much. That you're like, I don't think that you actually hate this. You know what I mean? I don't think you hate this as much. I think that you're just, do you know what I mean? Like out of nowhere, or like there's a reel that I watched. It was like out of nowhere, they'll be like, the ancient Egyptians thought that the best thing you could do with your life is die, or some shit like that in the middle of a conversation. You're like, oh, cool. Thanks for that. You know, or like, I'll give you an example. You know what? I have a screenshot. AJ did it earlier. Out of fucking nowhere, no context. I have to. I'm so glad he did this. 1 second, 2 seconds here. Where are you? Out of nowhere. Ready? 7:05 p.m. tonight. Did anyone know that sheep can't live in the wild because the wool will keep growing without a human to shear it? That's just. I
saw the responses to that. I was like, what the fuck are these guys talking about right now? I didn't even scroll up. I was like, I'll check this later, bro.
There's no mention of sheep prior to this. Like none. Anywhere. None. And then he doubles down on it. He doubles down on this. And he goes, once humans realized wool was best for warm clothing and blankets, we forced the sheep that would grow the most to breed with each other until we got them to the point that they can't survive without us. And then the next thing that he said was also Cyril versus Spivak. And he goes into a UFC card, like immediately, like shit, like what he just said was regular degler. And we were like, oh, word? And just glossed past that he just had a whole little fucking paragraph about sheep wool. Did you see this?
I did not see.
Are you fact checking if sheep can't do that?
I believe I think that's like, I think it's right. Hold on.
I believe that. I believe that he could do that. Like I believe that that's a thing, but it seems odd to bring up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, what would have brought him to do that? To say that? Are we just old and senile, so we're just gonna say whatever comes to our mind? You know what I mean? I get it. AJ's got a kid, and
there's certain, so it depends on the breed of sheep.
So it's not even true. It's not even true. So he's just making shit up. He's just saying random.
It doesn't. Again, this is just Cliff Notes. Like it doesn't seem like it's entire. It's skewed. It is, but it's not. I think there's certain breeds of sheep.
Go to your camera settings. There we go.
Is that working?
Go to your camera settings. There we go.
Is that working?
Yep, you're good. A little blurry, but we're back. You're a little blurry, but we're good. All right. Well, basically, we were talking about friends that say stupid shit and weird shit. And you know what? We'll just end it there. You know what I mean? Because Everybody's got a suspect ass friend. Look out for your suspect ass friends. I'm gonna end this. I just want to, and the reason why I waited and did all the editing, and I'm gonna do all this editing with a fucking big gap that we just had because the internet crashed out. But just one thing that I'd really like to touch on. We had a friend of ours earlier this week pass away from whatever, from things that he probably could have gotten help with. And I hope that if you're struggling out there and you need help and you have friends or you have family or you have whoever, say something to somebody, please, before it gets too late and you can't handle it anymore. It's all right to ask for help. It's all right to be vulnerable, man, woman, child, doesn't matter. If you need help, say it, but don't only just say you need help. Seek professional help. Go get what you need. If you need to be medicated, do those things. But do what's right for you. Rest in peace to our friend Arthur that died earlier this week. People deal with shit every day that you don't really know about, and there might be a day where you don't get to say I love you or I care about you to the people you care about. So because you don't know what everybody's going through, try and make it a point to reach out to that friend that you don't hear about, especially the ones that are always happy and bubbly and always having a great time and making everybody feel better. Try and talk to them to see how they're feeling, and because you never know, because that's what Arthur was. You have a thousand stories about fucking Arthur cheering everybody up with a grin that went for miles.
Smiling always,
all
always
the time,
a smile on his face. It's a tough one, bro.
This one hurts. This one hurts. And you know what? I had talked to him before, and he had, we had talked each other off some ledges before, and he had been struggling for a long time, and I knew that. So while I'm hurt, I wasn't surprised that this happened. But it just goes to show, man, every other day, I know that's super cliche to say, is that you might not see another person. The last time you see somebody could be the last time you see them. You know what I mean? So just try not to take that for granted, because we definitely lost a very good person over the week, and it's hard, it's tough, and I just wish the best for everybody. I hope that everybody can figure out all their shit on their own, but it's okay to admit that you don't. So in honor of Arthur, please, if you need help, even if it's from a stranger, reach out and say something. It's better than just sitting there how you are. So if you're struggling, I feel for you. Reach out. Please tell somebody that cares about you that you need help. And I'm sure 80 to 99% of them are going to answer that call. So that's the last thing that I got for today. This podcast has been great, other than the big fucking block of time that we were just recording for no reason. So I'll edit all that out. But that's it for me tonight. It was a good birthday episode. I'm finally fucking 30, and I'm gonna have a kid. So right on schedule with being the adult. So going forward, we'll figure out what we got in the new nerd dungeon. So we're gonna have a lot more options as to what we can do with the show. We're gonna have a lot more shit like this. If you have any opportunity to ask, just random shit, any topics you might want to cover, I definitely want to. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely want to ask from all 5 viewers of you that what things you might want to hear about. How can we make the show better? But tune in next week. We'll have another, probably some fight breakdowns, and as well as just some other random shit, just like we did for an hour and a half here.
Fight tomorrow night, yeah.
There's a fight tomorrow night. Who's on that?
Randy's fighting tomorrow night.
Oh, you're right. We're going. Yeah, you know what? My boy Randy Costa fights at Combat FC, on his way, and it's his first fucking fight back to the show.
And there goes his internet again. Hey,
we're gonna do that. So. We're out, baby. I'm out of here before it kicks out.
Back?
It's back for now. Ant's got it. Ant, I'll see you guys later. I'm editing all this shit out. This is the Last Laugh podcast with Jay Perrin and Ant Dowling. Peace, bitch. I'm out of here. Later.